As we look at the Drivers' Championship after round 3, Nico Rosberg still leads with 68 points. Myself as Lewis Hamilton is 10 points behind him with 58 points. Daniel Ricciardo stays in position 3 in the table with 41 points. Sebastian Vettel stays in 4th, 10 points behind his teammate with 31 points after 3 rounds. Kimi Raikkonen moves up to 5th place, 20 points level with him is Sergio Perez in the Force India with 20 points. Nico Hulkenberg, his teammate, has gone down to 7th. Valtteri Bottas in 8th. Felipe Massa has gone up last place in the table with points up to 9th. Fernando Alonso in the Ferrari, not doing too well after 3 rounds, is down to 10th. Kevin Magnussen in 11th and Jenson Button in 12th with only 2 points. As we look at the Constructors' table now, after 3 rounds, Mercedes leads with 126 points, a huge margin over Red Bull Racing in 2nd place of 54 points. Mercedes doing very well after 3 rounds, winning every race and getting good points from their second driver as well. The table stays the same in order. Red Bull in 2nd, Ferrari in 4th place, not doing too well with Force India ahead of them in 3rd, with the gap only being 5 points. Williams with 29 points in 5th. Mercedes over the only 7 points, and other teams still yet to score any points so far this season. As we head to the Chinese Grand Prix. Hello and welcome back to F1 2014. This is round number 4 of the Chinese Grand Prix. As we look at the grid, we're starting in last place as usual. Our teammate Nico Rosberg takes pole position again. Sebastian Vettel in 2nd, Daniel Ricciardo 3rd, Fernando Alonso in 4th, and Kimi Raikkonen in 5th. It's going to be a dry race after it was a wet qualifying. Track temperature 22 degrees, and it's going to be cloudy for the start of the race. Let's have a look at our race strategy. 1 stop as usual, and these 25% distant races. Swap on lap 6 to swap onto the prime tyres. Let's go to the race. We're now lined up on the grid, ready for this Chinese Grand Prix. The lights come on now, and it's lights out. Away we go for the Chinese Grand Prix. We are getting into the slipstream of Marcus Ericsson as we go down straight, coming up to this long turn 1, long right-hander of turn 1, staying behind Kamui Kobayashi and the K-Drum. Slip down the inside, just about keep it on track, up into position 17 as we go through turn 2, and now round turn 3 and turn 4. One of the most difficult tracks on the calendar, second to Monaco, really, due to cornering as we go down the inside now, up into position 8 and 7. That was a great move down the inside of the Williams through turn 6 as we now go through the sweeping corners of turn 7 and turn 8. Go up to turn 9 and 10. Hulkenberg is in front of us in position 6. Kimi Raikkonen and the Ferrari behind us in position 8. closing onto the gap, onto the back of Nico Hulkenberg as we come through turn 13. Now into this long back straight, getting to the slipstream of Nico Hulkenberg in front of us. Put it down the inside. A lot more pace than he has. Now into the slipstream of Bottas in front of him. Trying to make it a double move as we go down the inside of him, coming into this tight hairpin at turn 14. That is 2 positions gained down the back straight. Now already up into position 5. Fernando Alonso and the Ferrari up in front of us as we begin to start lap 2 of the Chinese Grand Prix. See, Nico Rosberg, our teammate, leads the Grand Prix with, I believe, the 2 Red Bulls in position 2nd and 3rd, and Fernando Alonso in 4th, myself in 5th, Valtteri Bottas and the Williams in 6th place. Just a second and a half behind Fernando Alonso. We should be able to catch him in the next couple of laps. Now coming to the end of lap 3, Fernando Alonso is still in front of us. We've gradually closed the gap, going down this back straight now. Brake really late into the hairpin of turn 14. Brake too much. Run a little bit wide to the exit. We have closed substantially onto the back of Fernando Alonso. As we come down the straight to start lap 4, the gap to Alonso is under a second, which means when we go down that back straight again towards turn 14, if we are still behind him, that is, we'll get DRS. Hopefully we can make a move before then. As we go through turns 2, 3 and 4, windy section of sector 1 up through turn 5 now, coming up to the tight right-hander of turn 6, closing ever so closely to the gearbox. Fernando Alonso, just 8/10 separates us, and we have made a huge margin between myself and Bottas in 6th place of well over 4 seconds. Our aim is to get as many points as we can to keep the gap to Rosberg in the championship as close as possible. Coming now to the end of the lap, through turns 12 and 13, we are right on the back of Alonso. We are within that 1 second boundary. We're going to be able to get DRS on this very long back straight. Get into the slipstream to take that to our advantage as well. As we come steaming up, down the inside we go. Alonso is long gone before into the braking zone. Brake early so we can get it stopped. Position 4 is ours now. Our teammate has managed to drop back down to position 3. Both Red Bulls have overtaken him. As we run wide through the final corner, hit a little bollard on the inside, says run wide. And the gap to Rosberg is 2.6 seconds. As Alonso looks like he's going to make a move going down into turn 1. He does. Round the outside of turn 1. But he's now going to put it back down the inside through turn 2. Alonso, you're not going to get that position back that easily. As we go through the final few corners, sector 1 on lap 5, keeping Alonso behind us. The gap to Rosberg is 3 seconds. Now come to the end of lap 6. We're going to make a pit stop now. Get a good exit through that corner. Did not want to go into the gravel trap like Lewis Hamilton did in 2007, I believe it was, where he got stuck in the gravel trap. That ended his race. We got a good stop, 3.7 seconds. No one's held it up this time. Onto the prime tyres we go. Now it's time to push. Try and close onto the 3 cars that are in front of us to try and get a podium position for this race.
You have no more scheduled pit stops, so look after your tyres.
Got to try and get heat into the tyres as we go through turns 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Very difficult section now. We put it down into lean mix, try and save fuel on this outlap. as we've been running in rich mix before we came into the pits to try and push. In position 8 at the moment, we will move up the field as more cars go into the pits to make their pit stop. Hopefully we haven't lost too much time through this outlap. We can close the gap to our teammate and the 2 Red Bulls in front of us as they make their pit stop at the end of this lap. They're probably already in the pit lane. As we speak, we put the car into rich mix now to burn off any extra fuel to push down this back straight, going up to nearly 200 miles an hour as we reach the end. Brake hard, go through turn 14 of this hairpin, and now through the final corner to see ourselves hopefully back into position 4 as we were before we made our pit stop. As you can see, a few cars in the pits, and we have moved back up to position 4. Our teammate Nico Rosberg is in position 3. That means it is so far a Red Bull 1-2. Great for them in the constructors, getting themselves a lot of points, closing the gap to the Mercedes, which is myself and Rosberg. And the gap to Rosberg is just under 6 seconds. We have lost a couple of seconds in that pit stop and that outlap. Now we've got to push really hard in these final 7 laps of this race, try and grab ourselves a podium position in this race. Gaining a couple of tenths through that second sector. We run really wide through turn 12 and 13. Hopefully it doesn't affect us that much as we come down the back straight. Now we move on to the beginning of lap 11. Daniel Ricciardo is now in 3rd place with our teammate Nico Rosberg back in 1st place. The Red Bulls seem to have lost pace towards the end of this race, and we are only 1.8 seconds behind Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull. 4 laps to go. We're going to push really hard now to catch Ricciardo and give ourselves the final spot on the podium position. 4 tenths in the first sector alone. Fantastic driving. Pushing really hard now, burning off any extra fuel we have. Tyres up to optimal temperature. 3rd place is ours for the taking. The gap to Ricciardo staying around just above the 1.5 second mark. Hopefully we can get into the slipstream of Ricciardo coming down this very long back straight. Put the car into rich mix. Get ourselves up to nearly 200 miles an hour again. We're going to brake really late going into this corner to try and close as much as we can up to the back of Ricciardo. A lot of time gained through there. And we've come to start lap 12 through the final corner. We've now got DRS on Ricciardo. We're going to make a move going into turn 1. We're down the inside. No, we don't actually. We hold back a bit. Run wide through turn 1 and 2, but Ricciardo is going very slowly. Take advantage of this, go right up to the gearbox of him. Hopefully we can make a move going into turn 6. We go down the inside of Ricciardo into turn 6. We get the move stuck. We're now in 3rd place. Final position on the podium. Up next is Sebastian Vettel. We're going to see, as we come to the end of Sector 2, how far ahead he is and see whether he can be caught in these final few laps. However, come to the end of lap 13, the start, final lap, still in position 3, Daniel Ricciardo under a second behind us. Vettel is still in front of us by 2.5 seconds. Don't think we're going to be able to catch him. Our main task now is to keep Daniel Ricciardo behind us as we come up to Max Chilton to lap him. Hopefully he doesn't hold us up. He goes to the inside of turn 5. Lets us through as we go purple through that first sector. Pushing now to make sure Ricciardo cannot get DRS on us on the back straight. Make a move down the inside and we lose P3. Went a little bit wide for that corner. Doesn't affect us that much. However, Ricciardo is literally on our tails. He is pushing so hard to try and make a move on us. But run wide through turn 12 as well. And 13. But Ricciardo is going to get a slipstream and DRS on us coming down into turn 14 and 15. We look behind to check, see how far he is. He's not too far behind. He's running out of straight though. Closes the gap so much. Doesn't make a move down the inside. We managed to hold him off. Looks like we're going to get position 3 in this race. Nico Rosberg, our teammate, has won the race. And ourselves, Lewis Hamilton, have finished in P3. And see, as we look at the race result, our teammate Nico Rosberg has won the race, gaining himself 25 more points to the championship. Sebastian Vettel in second, myself rounded out top 3 as Lewis Hamilton. Daniel Ricciardo within 6/10 of us as we cross the line, manages 4th place. Fernando Alonso in 5th, Valtteri Bottas 6th, Kimi Raikkonen 7th, Nico Hulkenberg in 8th, Felipe Massa in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 to get the final point is Jenson Button. If you have enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. Up next is the Spanish Grand Prix in Catalonia. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in my next video. Thank you and goodbye.